What's up, guys? Welcome back to AFC Game by Game, and you've got to say that is a quite magnificent result from Arsenal. 2-2 away from home at the Bridge, down to 10 men. Given the mess we're in, I'm beaming after that. I'm delighted with how we've performed in that second half, given the fact we're down to 10 men. We've conceded a really quite appalling goal in the first half. We've gone down 2-1 and we've showed the charisma to come back. Score again through Hector Bellerin, who's missed God knows how much of this season through injury. Our captain on the night. Unbelievable. It's a really, really good result. I think this game, you can't focus too much on the result itself, getting the win. In particular, I think going into the game, Arteta was so adamant in saying that if we didn't win this game, then top four was essentially gone. And in my view, top four was gone ages ago. We lost top four a long time ago. So even if we'd have won tonight, I still think we wouldn't really have been in the running for a top four finish this season. What we need now is to see progression within the team. We've got 5 months to really get this team going, to see players perform, and I think Arteta is now going to be picking and choosing between what men he wants to keep at the club beyond the summer transfer window. So I think that's how we've got to base this season. Get us playing football, good football, and see team cohesion, which is something that I'm definitely seeing in these past couple of months, in these past couple of weeks that Arteta has had within the team. He's had a very limited time frame, and already the changes he's implementing on the squad are they're so obvious. They're so glaringly obvious. So I'm delighted with what I'm seeing from Arteta. I'm delighted with what I saw from the team today. Of course, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We've got to talk about Shkodran Mustafi, who did make that cataclysmic error on the first goal. And I've got to say, I'm devastated for him. I'm absolutely devastated for him, because it's just... if you don't laugh, you'll cry. It's one of those ones. He was very good against Sheffield United, apart from his passing out of the back, which I think... I can kind of have sympathy with a defender that's trying to pass it out from the back, because Mustafi's not been in the team a lot. The same with Rob Holding's not been in the team a lot, and passing it out from the back, when it doesn't go to your man, it makes you look a lot worse than you actually are. And the only way you're going to get good at passing it out from the back is if you're regularly playing with the players around you. And someone like Holding, someone like Mustafi, they don't do that. They're not in the first 11 a lot. So Mustafi, apart from those passes out the back in the first half, which didn't look great, I thought he was pretty much fine, but it was that error that led to their first goal. It's unforgivable. I'm very sorry, because he was fantastic in the second half, but that error is the sole purpose as to why he should not be playing for Arsenal. And I've given him so many chances. I'm sure we all have. We've all been very patient with him, but this isn't a once in a blue moon thing. If it was, and then he had that second half performance that he did put in, I wouldn't even bother commenting on the mistake he made. But the fact of the matter is, that's the 9th, 10th, 11th time he's done it in his Arsenal career. And this is simple stuff. This is very, very simple stuff. For a footballer that is paid 5 figures a week playing at the highest level, it's just unforgivable. It's just inexcusable. And for that reason, I think he's got to move on. He's just not got a future at Arsenal Football Club. He needs to restart his career, and that's not going to happen at Arsenal, unfortunately. He needs to get away from everything associated with Arsenal and build a career somewhere else, probably in Italy or Germany, a league where I think he'll thrive, but I don't think the Premier League is suited for him. He just looks broken, and I feel incredibly sorry for him on a human level. I really, really do, because nothing is going right for him. But fair play to him, brilliant second half, but it doesn't change my stance on him. He still needs to move on from Arsenal Football Club. And David Luiz ended up getting sent off, which again, I think, it's a very irrational challenge, but he's been put in a situation where he's kind of got to make that challenge, otherwise Abraham's going to score. So I can't really put too much blame with David Luiz in that instance. Fantastic penalty from Jorginho to make it 1-0 to them. And first half wasn't really the most entertaining. I think we responded well to going a goal down. I think Arteta was brilliant in the way he managed the situation. First of all, looked like we were going to bring Rob Holding on and sacrifice Martinelli, which thankfully we didn't do. We saw Xhaka drop back as a centre-half, who was excellent throughout the entirety of this game. Yet another superb performance from Granit Xhaka. And we kept plugging away. I mean, towards the end of the first half, we didn't look like a side that were down to 10 men. We were really matching Chelsea, putting in some great passages of play. I think Lacazette, I really struggle to see him getting a goal, because he's just dropping so deep at the moment. He is essentially coming to the halfway line to build attacks, and then when he wants to get the ball further up the pitch, there's no one ahead of him. I think he's really just got to stay further up the pitch, to be honest, if he's going to get any chance of getting a goal. that second half, again, we responded really, really well. Chelsea had a few limited chances, but there was nothing really overly concerning from an Arsenal point of view. They weren't really dominating the game. They weren't causing too many chances down at our end of the pitch. But that Martinelli goal, 18 years old. He is 18 years old, and he's run 67 yards. And cool as you like, just slotted it past Kepa. It's a brilliant goal for what is going to be a brilliant player. He is fantastic. He is absolutely fantastic. And I just want to see him play week in, week out. I think he's just an unbelievable footballer, and I love everything about him. I love his work rate, his tenacity, his finishing, his pace. He's just phenomenal, and I'm so excited to see him develop over the next couple of years. He's 18. He's 5 years younger than me. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But aside from that, I mean, going 2-1 down again through Azpilicueta was so hard on us because we had worked so hard to get to the position that we were in. Abraham, just before it went off with like quite a serious injury, but then he started to hobble back onto the pitch. I just think we didn't adjust. We didn't switch on quickly enough. Everyone was just kind of caught napping. The ball came in very, very quickly. Azpilicueta sticks his foot out and puts it into the back of net to make it 2-1. Looks like Chelsea have seemingly got the winner. If it wasn't for Hector Bellerin, who out of nowhere with his weak foot pings it past Kepa, absolute curler. Pandemonium. Absolutely glorious finish, glorious goal. Delighted for him after what has been such a tough season. I hope that can be the start of him getting a regular spot in this Arsenal team and putting in the Hector Bellerin performances of old. I thought he was superb tonight, another really good performer. Harsh on Ainsley Maitland-Niles perhaps, but if that's what Bellerin can do on a regular basis, then I'm all for him being in the team. But the all-round character of this side is fantastic. To come back from a losing position twice with 10 men away from home at a side like Chelsea, it's not something that should go unrecognised. That's a really good result. It's a really good performance as well. So delighted with how the team responded this evening. Mikel Arteta's doing some really, really good work at Arsenal Football Club. And top four, as I say, in my opinion, is out of the question. It's been out of the question for some time. I think we waited too long on Emery, and I think Arteta's got such a hard job to rebuild this side. He's essentially building a new car with old parts. So I'm very, very patient in terms of what we can achieve this season. But, I mean, all it takes is for us to win a couple of games, Chelsea to lose a couple of games, and the table looks very, very different. Even though 10 points sounds like a lot, if Chelsea do lose a few games, then it's very much back on. But I don't want to think in those terms because in my mind it's unachievable. But got to be optimistic. Got to think about all the possibilities. FA Cup action next against Bournemouth, who've got a great 3-1 win tonight. So that'll be a tough game. But the FA Cup is something that I'm really quite emotionally invested in this season. I think we've got a real chance of picking up some silverware in that tournament. Then we've got the game against Olympiacos in a couple of weeks' time. So there's still competitions to be played. There's still silverware to be won. And the most important thing is building momentum, getting some positives out of this season. And I'm certainly seeing that at the moment. So hats off to Arteta. Hats off to the team. It's not a win, but it's a brilliant character building result. So delighted. Really, really good stuff. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on Shkodran Mustafi, because that's certainly one that's going to divide opinion after this evening. And as always, I will speak to you very, very soon, guys. See you later.